Hello and welcome to the channel. On this actually cloudy and snowy day in Germany, we had some really bad weather over this weekend now. We had a lot of sun during the last few weeks and yeah, we have got back some snow. Okay, anyway, I decided to do another video here for my channel now, since I didn't do it for a long time now. First of all, I think latest news, I'm now in the X-Plane 11 anymore. I finally made the switch now to Microsoft Flight Simulator because it has reached a kind of mature level of simulation dev in terms of aircraft and also in terms of virtual reality implementation. There is still a lot of work to do, especially in the VR controller implementation. It's not yet on the same level than X-Plane 11 made it up to now. Anyway, I really like the eye candy scenery in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, that's why I now switched, as well as because of the FlyByWire A320 Neo aircraft module mod, and yeah, that's what I'm sitting right in here. Also, that one FlyByWire is now really on a level that provides some simulation dev. Actually, it's still not finalized. Some features are missing. However, I really like it now as it is at the moment. VR performance is fluid. Nothing to complain about that at the moment. Yeah, actually also VR headset is now an HP Reverb G2, which brings really great clarity and resolution. Together with Microsoft Flight Simulator, with the Windows Mixed Reality and OpenXR, that works perfectly together. I'm also using the OpenXR toolkit, which is a really great tool in order to provide some excellent upscaling functionalities to reduce the amount of performance that the simulator is needing, and create some extra FPS. Yeah, all that together. So right now, let's just have a quick flight today from Nurnberg, Echo Delta Delta November Airport. That is an payware add-on scenery that from Aerosoft Captain 7 that I just recently purchased. Really great looking scenery now, for sitting the first time to be honest here on that airport now with the add-on scenery. Let's see how it performs and works. Yeah, we are going on that quick flight in the FlyByWire A320 Neo to Zurich Airport. Yeah, saying that, or I have powered up the aircraft already. You see, cloudy, dark, snowy weather. That means can enjoy the lighting of the cockpit at the moment. Hopefully the weather in Zurich gets a little bit better. Yeah, anyway, as I said, already powered up the aircraft, made some very basic preparation, switched on the ADIS, as well as the passenger sign light, the emergency lights, and yeah. Also, I'm now I tried the experimental version of the FlyByWire A320 today, because they introduced vertical navigation first time, so I wanted to try it out. Let's see how it performs, if it still has some bugs. Also, the EFB implementation is now very great. Saw it the first time here. Okay, anyway, not too much words in the beginning. I have already set up a SimBrief. I set up also Pilot to ATC for having the offline ATC. Yeah, put the constraints on. That's what Microsoft Flight Simulator is. VR has its VR controller implementation. Works basically okay. Let's say that way. Sometimes it just disappears. Sometimes it's somewhere else. You don't expect it, but anyway, in principle, it looks quite. It works. It works like it is at the moment, and it works actually. Let's say it that way. Yeah, let's just go for preparation for our flight. So setting up the FMS system. So I need to first of all select the initialization and synchronization with the sim brief. That is a really great feature that FlyByWire was implementing, so you can just synchronize in all the flight details directly from ZimBrief, which has a great advantage. Actually, spares you a lot of time, and it also takes over. If you just synchronize that, you see, you can take over all the loads and passengers that you have set up with your ZimBrief profile. The only thing that does not work is the cargo for any reason, but let's because I was planning 2.0. No, it does not work. I had okay. Anyway, so start the boarding. Okay. Yeah, I've set up that in an instant mode. You can also select from the EFB settings the realistic or even fast. So then it just is the boarding like this. I decided to have it in a fast mode or instant mode that I don't have to wait too long. And you just noticed I got already the boarding completed message in there. So next thing that we need to do is to request weather.
Myself, your captain, the first officer and cabin crew. I'd like
this
to
is
take
the
time
captain
to
announcement.
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Okay, welcome from the captain here. Yeah, meanwhile I just also received the weather information from Nurnberg here. So as you can see, we have a lot of clouds. We have winds from 350 with 9 knots. That means we will actually departing from runway 28 today. Yeah, broken clouds and snow. As you mentioned, 01 is the temperature in there. So I print that out. That is also a very great feature from the FlyByWire team. You see, you can directly print that one out, like most of the guys do it also on the real aircraft. And you can update it later on. So then you put this very note on, this little note on here. You always have the weather present. Okay, so yeah, that's it actually. Then we go to the init page. Then you can just press request initialization and it reads everything from what we have downloaded from ZimBrief in step before. So that means everything is already in. The only thing that is not great is our flight level. So because it's much too high, I go to 240 for that short flight. And yeah. Otherwise, the ZimBrief was planning. Yeah, flight number base 200 is all what I am using always when I do this individual flights, which is not connected to any kind of airline or whatever virtual airline. This is just my own one. Yeah, let's go to the flight plan page. So what I said also, and that's what I said in Pilot to ATC, we are departing from runway 28. Doing a DKB for kilo departure via Dinkelsbühl. I'm going to insert that. Alright, and that's what you see here, the new vertical navigation feature. This is the it considers the constraints. I thought that it is like it is. Hopefully, let's check that out when we have everything in. So Zurich currently, I would expect the ILS 34 arrival, the runway 34, with a relax transition. the Relax 2 Alpha transition, insert that, and check if it has taken this. Okay, it's not, there is no vertical navigation profile actually. You see it, you only see the constraints here, but for any reason, I don't know why, but okay. Anyway, okay. I was expecting to have a real VNAV feature in here, but obviously they did not implement it for any reason, or maybe they took it out. Let's check the settings if it might be enabled separately, but don't think so. No dynamic registration, use calculated ILS signals, no. There is no option that I actually see in at the moment here. Aircraft options. Passenger. Whoops. Passenger signs. No. There is not any setting like this. Maybe from the realism page, but I don't think so. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. Maybe it's later on. Okay. So, flight plan is okay. Maybe the performance has to be set first. That might be the reason. So let's go to performance page. We are going to start with flaps 1. Bring a little bit trim up to 0.7. We have 140 passengers in, so that's the usual pitch trim that I'm using. We have a low temperature, 1 degree, so we are going to use a flex 65 degrees departure. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet, and let's check what speeds we got. 130 V1, 131 V rotate, and V35 V2. That's fine like this is, and then we just hit our init B page. Also we got I need to ZD. I forgot to set the block fuel, what I need from SimBrief. So that's the point to switch to virtual desktop actually. That's what the mixed reality portal sorry, is providing. Oops. Yeah, you'll see pilot to ATC first of all here. You can go with the mouse and try to select my SimBrief. So, block fuel, 4.8 tons of fuel we have planned at the moment. Okay, and we can set it that way. That means I go back to the EFB in order to... No, it's on that page. Looks all different now, to be honest. So where do they have the fueling? Call fuel truck. Catering. Fuel. Okay, it's on there. Fuel. Okay. It's in... That's now in pounds. Can I change that? It was in... It was in kilograms before. Throttle, default barrel. Okay, how can I change that? Aircraft options. Weight unit is kilograms. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's go back on that. Okay, maybe it's just what does it say now? At the moment it's 3540. We have to go a little up. Let's check on that. Oh, that was too much. Definitely too much. Going. Oops. It does not really work. So what do we have? 2480. We need 4 tons. A little more. 4.9. That's fine. 4.9 is great. Fine. It's 4.8 we need. 4.9 is fine. All right. So that means we can put in 4.9 tons of fuel, and the loads it's taken over directly from what we have set. So calculating the extra time, half an hour, that's perfectly fine for a flight. Let's check the flight plan. Okay, now we got the vertical profiles. Let's see it on a great. So VNAV is actually working. Of course, was my fault. Of course, the performance has to be set first. Then it calculates the vertical navigation profile. Yeah, let's just check the flight plan if we do have any discontinuity. So that looks all great here. Go to relax, Miki. Tixel. Do I have to correct? Not sure if that is correct. Let's just check on that again. So we have ILS 34. I don't want a star actually, and just a note, that was my mistake. I take the Relux 34. Check if I got the right one. Again, Relux. That looks better. Yeah, that is the Relux 3.4 transition that I wanted to have. Okay, no discontinuities. That looks fine. Yeah, we are basically ready to go. Let's go and got our clearance up to now. A Leipzig Air 4902 ready to copy. A Leipzig Air 4902 ready to copy.
Leipzig Air 4902 is cleared to Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. Climb via the DKB 4K departure, with the DKB transition, then as filed. Expect departure runway 28. Climb to flight level 120 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 7 minutes after departure. Squawk 5604.
Leipzig Air 4902 is cleared to Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel. Climb via the DKB 4K departure, with the DKB transition, then as filed. Climb to flight level 120 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 7 minutes after departure. Squawk 5604.
Leipzig Air 4902 read back correct. QNH is 1007. Let us know when you're ready for pushback.
QNH is 1007 Leipzig Air 4902.
Alright, clearance is done. Starting up the APU now. And yeah, we can already call probably our pushback truck in a second. And let's go for the clearance first. Leipzig Air 4902 ready for pushback and engine start.
Leipzig Air 4902 pushback and engine start approved.
Pushback and engine start approved. Leipzig Air 4902.
Okay, we have the APU up and running. So, APU bleed on, taking the ground power off and going to call our pushback truck.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Okay, truck is arriving here. So, okay, I lock the cockpit door. So I got the taxi chart actually. Oops, it works
sir.
much better
The
now.
bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Standing by for pushback.
Alright, so we go reverse, pushback, tail to the right.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brakes set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, the beacon's on. An engine start up. If you might notice any chittering in the image here, that's because of the recording from the VR mirror, mixed portal mirror. So actually I don't have any juddering or jittering here inside the headset, very little bit, because the recording really costs some performance actually. But it's should be fine. That's okay. We have a lot of clouds today. That might also impact the FPS and performance, especially in VR. Okay, that wasn't very perfect. Anyway, it's fine for now.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
The parking
Parking
brake.
brake set.
Engine 1 is up
Parking
and
brake set.
running.
Lowering aircraft.
Engine 2, I'm sorry, engine 1 is now starting up.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Cleared to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side.
Alright.
Have a good flight.
Thanks. And
Holding position waiting for
bye-bye.
the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Great to see you today. Okay, we can switch that off now. Engine 1 is actually starting up. Okay, so we have both engines spooled up. Means we can switch off the APU and wait for the pressure to be there for the hydraulic systems, and we can do our flight controls check. Okay, full right, full left, full up, full down, rudder right, rudder left. And we bring the pitch trim up to 10.7 as set in our performance page. We are good to go at the moment. Let's get the clearance for taxi. Leipzig Air 4902, ready to taxi.
Leipzig Air 4902 taxi to runway 28 via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 28.
Taxi to runway 28 via taxiways Alpha. Hold short runway 28 Leipzig Air 4902.
Alright. Taxi lights on. So, ignition is still on. Let's do it. Switch off. TCAS is switched on later on. APU is not yet down, but okay. So, ground spoilers to armed. Flaps to takeoff 1, and we are good to go. So I've set the auto brakes to max. Check the cabin.
Leipzig Air 4902 contact tower on 118.3. Have a good morning.
Tower on 118.3 Leipzig Air 4902.
Okay. The holding point. Takeoff config tests. All green. This one was going on. Squawk to Charlie. Leipzig Air 4902, ready for departure, runway 28.
Leipzig Air 4902 winds are 348 at 9 knots, cleared for takeoff, runway 28 squawk 5604. Cleared for takeoff, runway 28 squawking 5604 Leipzig Air 4902.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Alright. let's leave this really bad weather. Okay, line up. Off we go. V1, rotate. Okay, positive climb, gear up.
Leipzig Air 4902 contact Frankfurt Center on 127.6, good day. Center on 127.6 Leipzig Air 4902. Center Leipzig Air 4902 climbing to flight level 120.
Leipzig Air 4902, good morning. Radar contact.
Okay, speed, flaps up, retract ground spoilers. Oops. Standard altitude 5000 feet, transition altitude, and then we are locking ourselves to 250 knots, hopefully that will work. So 6000 feet. I usually go manually all the way up to 10,000 without any automation. Use the light a little bit. Alright, on the turn. Okay, just reach 10,000, get the automation in. Nearly reached. Okay, 10,000 now. Switch the lights off.
Leipzig Air 4902 slow to 250 knots or less.
Wilco Leipzig Air
Some
4902.
anti-ice.
Leipzig Air 4902 contact Munich Center on 120.65. Enjoy your morning.
Center on 120.65 Leipzig Air 4902. Center Leipzig Air 4902 climbing to flight level 120.
Leipzig Air 4902, good morning. Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 Leipzig Air 4902.
Leipzig Air 4902, climb and maintain flight level 180.
Yes.
Climb and
On my
maintain
way.
flight level 180 Leipzig Air 4902.
Okay. Have some traffic in front of us, but far away. No danger at all. I love these clouds in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is really great. I think there's nothing better out there at the moment in terms of clouds, and that's look on these. It's great, just great.
Leipzig Air 4902, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240 Leipzig Air 4902.
So yeah, let's hope that we will make it out of the clouds on our cruising altitude 240, hopefully. Yeah, you see now, because of the vertical navigation profile, it's also now showing the little arrow here to indicate what time or what position we are reaching, or the selected altitude actually. This is a very long missing feature in this aircraft, and I'm really glad to have this implemented now on here. Okay, seems
Leipzig
we...
Air 4902, contact Frankfurt Center on 127.6. Have a good morning.
good morning, I will do
Center
that.
on 127.6 Leipzig Air 4902.
Yeah, my virtual first officer will go on that for me.
Center
Selecting
Leipzig Air 4902 climbing to flight level 240.
Leipzig Air 4902, good morning. Radar contact.
So it's on cruising altitude, still a lot of clouds, but I think it's good. That's fine for now. Oh, we can release the seatbelt signs and also get the de-icing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again to the flight deck, the captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front galley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Alright, so enter destination data. That means we need to get, first of all, some weather update. Okay, just received it. New weather printed. So what do we have? At Zurich we have winds from 330 with 6 knots. Great, we stay on 34 for landing. A few clouds at 400 feet, scattered at 600, broken at 1500 feet. Okay, not that nice weather actually. Also 0 degrees. Okay, anyway, wind is fine. Print it in. So, okay, then let's set up this in the FMC. QNH was 1005. Temperature 0 degrees in Zurich. Wind 330 with 6 knots. Oops. And we have... Okay. Go back to the main page, and I pinned in here the approach chart actually for Zurich.
To expect the ILS approach to runway 34 with the RIL 34 transition at Zurich.
Expect the ILS approach to runway 34 with the RIL 34 transition LSZH 4902.
That's what I expected. We have decision height 1588 in Zurich. 1588 barrow. So all is set here. Let's check. Is there a top of descent now in? Let's check on the no. No. There is a top of descent actually in here. So interesting thing is if they are now it's still not in the progress page. Maybe in the report. Let's check on notes. Destination. No. It's no. Go back to the progress page. Anyway, we can just have a look on what Pilot to ATZ is going to provide us actually. So top of descent, you see it is right after Itago. That means close, very close. Okay, then we just wait for the descent command. Yeah, the aircraft is very late. You see it on here. Here's the top of descent marking. Anyway. Yeah, on looking on the approach chart, we have to go on an I think it's 6,000 feet in Zurich, right? You think so? 6,000. And let's check if there are some constraints. No. No constraints actually. This seems to be very late, this descent, and I think these constraints are not correct from the relax. Let's have a look on the charts. Approach. Is there any transition? So let's check here on that transitions. There is a constraint of, this is not correct, you see it in the FMC. So actually relax, it's flight level 100. It's flight level 080 and the constraints is 7,000 there. So Zulu Hotel 474 has a constraint of 17. Let's go and check that. Zulu Hotel 474. Ah, it's 100. It's correct. No, it's correct. It's fine, completely fine. That's completely fine. I can check the pin charts directly from here. This is really great.
Leipzig Air 492 maintain flight level 240 descend and maintain flight level 190.
Okay.
Maintain flight level 240 descend and maintain flight level 190 Leipzig Air 492.
Leipzig Air 492 maintain flight level 190.
Okay, now we go into our descent. Constraints on. This is also new now. You see the range of the indicated airspeed that indicates what the vertical navigation actually is now going to maintain our speed in.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business.
And we are also leaving the calculated vertical profile here.
Return to your seat. We ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
So up to now, what can I say about the new experimental version of the aircraft and the vertical navigation? It works really great. No issues at all. Everything works fine as expected. I think they did a great job up to now. That's what I can say. Okay, we can go back to our approach chart. This still not works perfectly in VR. Sometimes it's hanging on. I'm still a little bit...
Leipzig Air 492 descend and maintain flight level 140.
Alright.
Descend and maintain flight level 140 Leipzig Air 492.
And go to the open climb, probably, most likely. I'm still not convinced that this really works out at the end if we are going that low descent. What the aircraft is doing right now, you see it. It's an kind of it gives us a descent profile with 1,000 feet descent rate per minute. That's an intervention mode. That means it's going to give a low descent or a very low descent mode, and it tries to catch up the vertical profile that has calculated itself again. Altitude is called also altitude intervention mode, but I am still not convinced that we were really going to make it down to 6,000 feet actually. Within that, but okay, let's get ourselves surprised. Let's see what the Fly-by-Wire team has coded in here, if that works. We trust the automation. let's take it like it. But there is a bad feeling. Let's talk like this. There's a bad feeling about it. We are still way too high for that. But anyway, I think it's gonna be fine.
Leipzig Air 492 cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 with the RIL 34 transition.
Cleared for the ILS approach to runway 34 with the RIL 34 transition Leipzig Air 492.
Okay, that was the approach clearance, the landing clearance. Puts fixed ring in. So we are landing at Lima Sierra Zulu Hotel, runway 34, and I need a 6-mile radius ring to give us a very rough idea where latest to put our gears down. Because I'm not sure if Zurich has a DME that indicates the distance to the runway. So that's always a little help for getting an idea when is the latest or a good distance to put the gears down. We're going back into the clouds. I will put the anti-icing in again.
Leipzig Air 492 descend via the RIL-34 transition to flight level 060.
Descend to flight level 060 via the RIL-34 transition. Leipzig Air 492.
Okay, so I've got the 6,000 feet dialed in now. You'll see also that there are now constraints. That means it will keep us on the up 10,000, 8,000, 7,000 feet end. It will probably catch up, and that's what it's indicating here, catch up the 6,000 feet right before our final approach fix. So if everything works like calculated, then it should be really fine. Yeah, unfortunately the weather is also very bad here in Zurich, so we have not nice view on the scenery today. Anyway, maybe later on when we are the clouds are very low down, so I don't expect that we can enjoy a lot of scenery today, but we can enjoy the beautiful clouds in Microsoft Flight Simulator, even if we still have gray fog outside at the moment. Okay, but sometimes you look on this, sometimes it's releasing and you are enjoying that. So it selected the next constraint, which is 8 flight level 080. That means we should also go to 250 knots very soon, as soon as we are going through the 10,000 mark. Yep. It's doing it right now.
Leipzig Air 492, you have traffic at 10 o'clock 10 miles at flight level 115.
Okay. Thanks for that advice. That seems to work very great, the vertical navigation, the VNAV implementation. I really used to that on the X-Plane 11 with the towless A321 and A319 aircrafts. So that's why I really missed that feature here since the beginning in the A320 FlyByWire, and now they finally made it and implemented it. And it works great. I must say it works very great. So finally the whole aircraft, the whole add-on, the FlyByWire, is going to reach a really great simulation depth comparable with with the Pavia aircrafts that I know from and used to use from X-Plane 11. There is a Phoenix one arriving hopefully soon, the Phoenix A320. Let's hope if that is going great. And there's also the PMDG 737-800 expected for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So a lot of study level aircrafts are hopefully arrive soon. Oh, that is definitely wrong to speed up because we are still above. Okay, we are still above.
492 expedite speed reduction to 250 knots.
Definitely not
Yoke
correct.
Leipzig Air 492.
Let's go down to 180 already. And some air brakes in. Otherwise it could be become very late. We are too high, actually. That's my feeling. Way too high. I'm gonna go to the open descent now because I don't trust it at the moment any longer. Yeah, let's see if we can make this down. We have to be at 6,000 feet at Utixo, and yeah, that's fine. We can release the speed brakes and arm it for the landing. Okay. I think we can go back to managed mode. Flaps 1. Still nothing to see outside except cloudy clouds and gray. And gray nothing. Okay, flaps 2. 1005. And turning into our final.
Leipzig Leipzig Air 4902, you have traffic at 3 o'clock 7 miles at flight level 070.
And I must admit, I think the managed mode would have worked out, because look on that, it's now we have 500 feet per minute descent rate, we are perfectly on our profile, even below, and yeah, it's I think it would have worked perfectly. And I just didn't trust. Okay, forgot also to switch all the lights back on for the landing.
Leipzig Air 4902, you have traffic at 2 o'clock 10 miles at flight level 070.
Okay, we are reaching 6,000 feet just in a moment, and we can then also go now to approach mode in order to catch the localizer. That's already, the localizer is already in, and the glide slope will follow then.
Leipzig Air 4902, QNH is 1005 at Zurich, contact tower on 118.907. Good day.
QNH is 1005 tower on 118.907 Leipzig Air 4902. Tower Leipzig Air 4902 inbound for ILS approach runway 34. Leipzig Air 4902, good morning. Radar contact. Continue ILS to runway 34, call when established on final. Continue ILS to runway 34, will call when established on final. Leipzig Air 4902. Leipzig Air 4902, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 5 miles at flight level 070.
Okay, we have a guy in front of us. But it's above us. Okay, catch the localizer now.
Leipzig Air 4902, you have traffic at 12 o'clock 2 miles at 6,300 feet.
I see him.
$2,500.
So let's check on the missed
Leipzig Air
approach.
4902, you have traffic at 1 o'clock 10 miles at 3,400 feet.
Our missed approach is 5,000. Dial that in, because that could be actually possible that we are going into an missed approach, because this guy in front of us is very close. Let's see if we can make it down. So we are fully configured now, nearly fully, sorry for that. Flaps full. Weather slightly became better now, for any reason. So that looks great, the approach. Even clouds are a little bit releasing now, but yeah, still on ground we have severe weather conditions. So okay, let's do the cabin check. And we are all fine for the final approach now. Still not a clear sight on the runway, so that means I will keep the autopilot on until I have at least the runway in sight. Okay, now it comes in. So we can get the automation off.
500. 400. 400. 100 above. 300. Minimum 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Okay, touchdown. Well, welcome to Zurich Airport. So that's fine, and exit. Now the clouds are releasing. Couldn't that be the case during our approach? So, okay, anyway. We made it here down to Zurich Airport. Welcome everyone to Zurich. We have just exited the runway now. Turning the lights off. Putting the APU online. And try to get ourselves a nice gate. Okay. LTIs can also go off. This is, by the way, this is the default Zurich airport that came with one of the latest world updates. I think it's an Aerosoft one, but it's yeah, it's a stock airport now within Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's a really detailed, handcrafted one that is delivered now with the of that version. That's great. Okay, we go for this gate on here. Take the lights off. Okay. Set parking brakes. APU was on. APU bleed. Then engines off. Alright, we made it. We're bringing the passenger bridge on. Hang on. This does not work for any reason. So, seatbelt signs off. All the lights are off. APU was on. Passenger bridge does not work. Connect jet bridge. No. Okay, anyway. So that's the flight for today. Thanks guys for watching this little video now. Hope you enjoyed that and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.